Hey you guys, so I got a story for you all today. I want to tell you about a man named Josè. Josè is a father of many, but for the sake of time, we're only going to focus on two of his kids, Alex and Kate. Alex had the privilege of growing up in the home with Josè. Therefore, he was able to experience his father's love. Kate, on the other hand, did not. She grew up in the home with her mother, so she had yet to experience her father's love. She knew who he was, but she had not been in an intimate relationship with him. Josè was CEO of this corporation, and he was big on employing his relatives. Alex had worked there for many years, so now Kate, in her adulthood, is looking forward to building a relationship with her father. Josè instructs her to resign from her job, and she does so as she prepares to work for his corporation. She's a bit nervous, but she knows that she's entitled to benefits. She doesn't know what her role is just yet, but she's ready and eager to begin work now that she's quit her job. But before Josè can put her into a role, he has to first prepare her for the work that he has for her to do. She must go through this training phase. Josè gives her a tour, and she's visiting all of the various work sites. One day, while visiting one of the other work sites, she meets her brother Alex. Throughout the tour, she had met some of her other siblings, but there was something different about Alex that caught her attention. There was something special about him. She couldn't put her finger on it, but she knew he was different than all the other siblings. So she begins to speak to her father about him. And one day he tells her he has an assignment for her. He says, I want you to pour into Alex. He needs a little extra love. He's been through a lot, and you have just what it takes to help him overcome. He's not feeling me right now because he's angry. He's carrying pain because all his close loved ones whom he's built bonds with over the years, I had to let them go. Ever since they've been gone, he's been showing up for work, but he's decided he's going to do things his way instead of my way. As a result, he's making his work 10 times harder. I think you are perfect for the job. He needs your light, the love that you possess. So Kate is like, bet, that's easy. I've done that my whole life. Josè wants her though. He's not going to reciprocate. He assures her that in the end, once Alex's heart has been mended, they'll have a beautiful relationship. So Kate is like, okay, Dad, no worries. I got this. So with great enthusiasm, Kate begins her assignment. Because Alex works at another site, Kate sends him email blasts to encourage him, letting him know that he's doing a great job. She typically checks in with him weekly to see how he's doing. When he's having a bad day, she encourages him to keep going and push through his day. Whenever she happens to drop by his work site, or she knows that he's coming to her work site, she's always sure to have a handwritten note and or a small gift to give him. Initially, Alex was delighted by her gestures. Some days he'd respond, and sometimes he wouldn't. She just figured he's busy, so she didn't let it deter her. Alex felt a level of joy and peace whenever Kate was around. Over the years, other employees would come and go, but he was sure to not bond with them as he didn't want to get attached only for them to then leave. Some weeks or sometimes Alex would go days without responding or acknowledging Kate. So Kate would go to her father and ask, are you sure this is working? I don't see much progress. And Josè replies, yes, my child, it's working. Just keep doing what you're doing. One day, Alex runs into Sam. Sam has his own company, which is a rival of his father's company. Sam has always wanted him to come work for him, so over the years, he's tried to recruit Alex. Sam says, I hear your dad has a new employee, Kate, huh? So Alex says, yeah, she's pretty dope. So as he's describing how encouraging Kate has been, Sam interrupts him. Surely you don't think that your father has forgotten those bad things that you've done, as he then walks away. Now Alex is in his head. He's thinking back on all the poor decisions he's made and how he's yet to face the consequences of some of his actions. He now begins to question the real reason why his father has hired Kate. It seems too good to be true. Surely he's not deserving of her. So he decides that it's not a good idea for him to bond or build a relationship with Kate because every person that he's come to love and bond with, his father has removed. So to avoid another heartbreak or letdown, he decides to put his wall back up. One day, Josè tells Kate he wants her to go to Alex's work site. He didn't give her clear instructions. He just said he wanted her to go there. She figured if he was telling her to go there, it had to be because of Alex. She wanted to ensure that she saw him, so she first asked, hey, Alex, what's your schedule next week? Alex was having a bad day, so he replies, why, what's up? Kate says, you know what, never mind, it's not important. Alex says, well, it must be, what's up? So now Kate is in her feelings. She's like, I'm just trying to do what my father instructed me to do. Just because you're not trying to do things his way doesn't mean I'm not. She's like, you're not going to make my job hard. So if you're not willing to comply, can you at least let Jose know so he can give me another assignment? So Alex is like, yo, it's not your place to speak on my relationship with my father. How dare you? She apologizes, but she's met with silence. Alex shuts her out. He's not open or receptive to anything that she has to give. She decides not to visit his work site and waits on her father for the next instructions. Jose hasn't assigned her any other tasks. As her frustration rises, she goes back to her father like, why would you give me this impossible task? I can't do this. Give me another task. Jose is like, you can and you will. He encourages her to keep doing what she's been doing. He assures her that everything he's had her doing these past several months was for a reason. He then instructs her to go to another work site. He gives her another small task to complete, and once completed, he then instructed her to go back to Alex's work site. She complies, but this time she says, I'm not speaking to Alex. But at this point, her love for him has grown, and no matter how determined she was to not engage with him, her heart wasn't at peace. She found a way to break the silence, and Alex wasn't very thrilled. He was not at all welcoming, and every time the two of them crossed paths, he was certain to not engage with her. Feeling defeated, hurt, and discouraged, Kate goes back to her father and says, I know you said he wouldn't reciprocate, but you never said he wasn't going to be open or receptive to my love. You didn't tell me it was going to be like this. He reminded her of his promise to her that in the end, she'd be rewarded for her obedience. She just had to complete the task. So she decided to give it another shot. If it wasn't work-related, Kate couldn't get 2 words out of Alex. For several weeks, she went back and forth with her father. Why would you send me to that work site knowing he was going to reject me? Reasoning with him as to why she wasn't a good fit for this task. She's like, I know you said you had a great reward for me, but at this point, you can keep it. You can have this assignment back. Return to sender. She knew she deserved better, and she wasn't going to continue to stick around putting in work in a space where she would not be valued or appreciated. She had previously desperately tried to get Alex to see her worth, but she realized it wasn't her place to do that. So she's like, you know what, Alex? I love you, but if my presence isn't wanted here, I'm going to go where my presence is desired. She was at peace with her decision, and Jose began to give her other tasks to complete. He gave her a temporary assignment that challenged her. So she also continued to send words of encouragement to Alex when instructed to do so. So now there's this sense of relief because she's in a space where she's being valued. There's even reciprocation in this space. For a moment, she thought this assignment was given to replace her assignment with Alex, but Jose said, no, once you're done with this assignment, I want you to resume your assignment with Alex. She then realized that this was part of her training. She knew she could not step into whatever role Jose had for her without successful completion of her training. Now that she agrees to complete her assignment, Jose explains to her that Alex wasn't rejecting her. He loves her and he wants to accept the love that she gives, but he's terrified. He doesn't think he's worthy or deserving. It has nothing to do with you, Kate, and everything to do with his past traumas. This new insight gave Kate a new sense of peace. No matter how challenging it was, she never stopped loving her brother. She returns to the work site with a new level of grace towards Alex. She's let go of any and all expectations. Her presence lets him know that he's free to be himself. She's not here to force her love on him. It's here if and when he's ready to receive it. To her surprise, he's now very welcoming towards her. He seems to have a new attitude. He's even engaging in conversation with her. Okay, so that's all I have for right now, y'all. Y'all gonna have to come back for part 2. But let me give you the moral of the story for part 1. When your father, or shall I say when God, makes you a promise, it's never solely about you receiving what he's promised you. Every promise has a purpose. Whenever it's a God thing, it's always far beyond what our minds can fathom. There's nothing ordinary about what God does. You see, Jose gave Kate this assignment to accomplish multiple things. He was using Kate to restore his relationship with Alex while also showing her what a father's love looks like, while also teaching her the importance of obeying his instructions, while also equipping and preparing her for her new role, the real assignment, while also setting the foundation of the relationship between Kate and Alex. You see, there's work for both of them to do for his corporation, and he needed to teach them how to work together. You see, every time Kate wanted to give up on her assignment to Alex, Josè wouldn't let her. Every time she came to give him an objection, he replied, "I said what I said, now go love on him." It was his relentless approach that amazed her. She was like, wow, he loves him that much? Josè understood how much discomfort this caused Kate, yet he was adamant that she continued. He assured her that there would be great reward in the end. Sure, he could have just showered her with gifts to express his love as a father, but that would have been too easy. He wanted her to witness it firsthand. This, in turn, cultivated another level of intimacy within her relationship with her father. She learned how to trust him, seeing his character. She knew that if my father is telling me to do this thing that brings me discomfort, there has got to be a good reason. It has got to be for my greater good. I hope this story has encouraged someone. I can't wait to come back and share part 2.